This is a quick video on a do-it-yourself motorized telescope focuser. My telescope's a Celestron Nexstar 127. Bought this little infrared controlled robot. Came 2 in a pack at Toys R Us. They were about $12 for 2. Took one of them, harvested the receiver, electronics out of it. I packed it into, I believe that's from a 10th scale RC car servo. I gutted it, modded it for continuous rotation, and I had a old camera battery. It's 3.7 volts. The RC robot takes 3 button cells, which I believe is 4.5 volts or somewhere around there. This is a 3.7 volt lithium ion, 127 milliamp, 120 milliamp. Anyhow, so since it was infrared, I had to make a spot on the servo for the infrared receiver. It's underneath there. I don't know if you can see that. And also I didn't have many power connectors to work with. I had to use what was lying around, so I took a servo, clipped one of the pins off, soldered it sloppy to the positive and negative, and I don't even know where I got that connector from, something in my box, but it fits the pins alright. So that's working pretty good so far. Took the servo wheel, put a rubber band on it, glued it, super glue, and then this foam wheel laying in the garage. I don't even know where it came from, but I've seen people use on the internet RC foam airplane wheels, which are similar to this. That's not what this is. I think this came from one of those Popsident things. It's one of the feet for it. Anyhow, I just dremeled the hole in there. I just got it on there center by eyeballing it, and then I made sure it was a smaller hole and really forced it on there so it doesn't slip on the focuser. As far as the hand controller, it had the speaker in it, what you heard earlier in the video, so I just took the leads from the speaker and put them on an LED, ran them through down the center. That way I can tell if the battery's still good in it and there's no annoying robot sounds while I'm checking things out in the heavens. One thing I don't like about the way this came out is the power switch. I was just kind of threw it together, really. If I ever did another one, I would definitely change some things, but this one's working alright. There's a flush mount power switch right here. If you leave it on, I think it's after 15 minutes or so, it will, if there's no activity, it will shut down. It's the only thing about the circuitry that I really don't like, but it is helpful if you forget to flip that switch like I just did. And I'm sure it wasn't on because it shuts off. Well, anyhow, I'll show you a little bit of it working. I do believe I turned it on. Since the infrared receiver is down below, which is usually where your hands are anyway, I didn't turn it on. You have to aim kind of down there, but you're usually sitting pretty close to the eyepiece and it's not too hard, but here it is. I can hit it from pretty good different angles. It's not got the greatest range. The resolution on it seems to be better if you get close. I usually just leave my hand down below and just bump it in tiny increments. Or you can... I didn't have the right size rubber band here, so I just nipped it and used some super glue. It seems to be working alright. But that's it. That's my do-it-yourself wireless, infrared wireless telescope focuser. And oh, one more thing is I just took a piece of plate steel here. It's 1 inch wide. I don't know what the thickness was, but it was out of a computer case. It's about 6 or 7 inches long, and I JB welded it, just the servo right to it. And it's pretty solid. I mean, you could probably knock it off if you really crashed into it, but hopefully I never do that. And then I just drilled a hole for the dovetail mount and just ran the screw right through it, and then threaded holes here that go all the way down the dovetail. I put in grub screws, only into 2 of them because it's only about 6 inches that way. But it worked great. I used it last night for the first time. I figured I'd check it out before I put any video of it up. But real simple, real easy. Soldering, I know nothing about electronics. I just soldered on the power leads off the battery to where the button cells, positive and negative, was. And then there was one mod I did do to the circuit board I didn't mention also, was there was a resistor by where the motor leads came out of the circuit board. So the motor in that robot was tiny. This is quite a bit bigger, and it wasn't moving fast enough, so I took that resistor out and just bridged it with the blob of solder, and the motor's running at full speed now. And I don't know, as far as battery life, I don't know how long that's going to go. Running the one motor in there, I'm sure it'll last for hours. And then as far as battery life in here, this takes 2 AAAs, and it's just running the infrared and that LED, which I don't think is going to drain batteries very. This might last the whole season. So I mentioned that I got the RC robot, or infrared robots, from Toys R Us, and the servo is out of a 10th scale RC car from Exceed. That's it.